All right, let's look in our textbooks to try a couple of problems here. We're on page 364 in your textbook. I'm going to start with number 13. Number 13 says find real square roots. Number 13, find real square roots. And the number that they give is 64 over 169. And we're not going to get our calculators out today. These are both perfect squares. Most of the problems today will be perfect squares, so you should be able to figure out both of those, especially if I tell you that they're perfect squares, that they are going to work out evenly. What could they be? So go ahead and try that. All right, let's see how we did here. I want to find the square root, and I'll just go ahead and write it. 64 over 169. Well, both of these are perfect squares. The square root of 64 is 8. 169, if it's going to square, it's got to end, if a square is going to end in 9, it's got to be a 3 or a 7. This is going to be 13. So that's going to be my answer. It says real square roots, though. I have a positive here, so this is really plus or minus, either positive 8 over 13 or negative 8 over 13. If you squared that, would give you 64 over 169. Okay, let's try number 15. Find cube roots. And even before I say this problem, this is kind of, they're misguiding you here. Remember, if a cube root is an odd index, so you're not going to have one cube root. You're not going to have more than one cube root. So that's mean of them, right? Or maybe you should have been able to figure that out. I don't know. I gave it away regardless. So 0.125. I will write this as a fraction. This is 125 thousandths. If I were to read this number, so 125 over 1,000, and then find the cube root. Go ahead. Alrighty, we're back. Let's try 125 over 1,000. We're going to find the third root. And in general, however many decimal points you have here is how many zeros you have here. So I have 3 decimal points, 3 zeros. That'll be true for all of them. Now the cube root of 125, well, it's something that's got to start in a 5, because I'm telling you these will go evenly for today. So to end in a 5, it has to start with a 5. And I don't need anything in front of this at all. 5 cubed is 125. If you have that power chart somewhere in your notes somewhere, that can give these away at all. I gave you a power chart a little while ago on a chart of charts. 1,000, the cube root of that, we just take the number of zeros and divide it by 3. So it's just going to be 1 0 left, or 10. And again, I'm promising you those will go evenly, and then that reduces to 1/2. So looking back, I could have reduced this, right? 125 goes into 1,000 8 times, so this is 1/8, and then take the cube root of that. So I could have noticed that as well. Or maybe I know that 0.125 is 1/8. Those are things we could possibly know within the realm of the universe. Let's try one more, number 26. Number 26, square root of 16x squared. And go ahead and try that. All right, we are back. The square root of 16 is 4, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Now, these are not the same thing. I need to put absolute values around the x. When it goes from an even to an odd, you need absolute values. Okay, and now these are both the same thing. For example, if you put negative 1 for x here, negative 1 squared is 1 times 16, square root of that is 4. I have to make sure that if I put negative 1 in here as well, it would come out to a positive 4. That's why I need those absolute values. Go ahead and do your 3 questions. Okay, your assignment. Same page, 10 through 21, but no repeats. Whoops, R-E-P-E-A-T-S. No repeats. We already did a couple of those in our notes here, so don't repeat anything. 27 to 29, 36 to 42, and 45 to 48. There's a few more there than usual, but a lot of these you will fly through, especially if you dig out your power chart and you have that handy. You should be able to do it pretty quickly.